Hey everybody, it's your boy LeBay Rome, the Disabled Fragrance Guy, and I'm back for another review. If you haven't done so already, please go down below, like and subscribe to the channel. You guys know your support means everything to me. I don't do this without you. I can't do this without you. We have 94 subscribers so far. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate you. And this week's review is going to focus on a niche indie house that I just kind of stumbled upon because you guys know I like to put you on to stuff that is kind of under the radar that nobody has really heard of before. And I love doing that, and I will continue to do that. This week's review is going to be on Sanae Intoxicants and the fragrances in that portfolio. I reached out to Sanae Barber, who is the perfumer of Sanae Intoxicants, and she graciously sent me 3 or 4 samples for my review. Thank you, Sanae. I do appreciate it very much. So at this time, I'm going to review a few of her fragrances. The first is going to be Smoking Rose. Now I do have it on this tester strip right here, but I will give a fresh spray. And I have worn this on skin as well, but I wanted to give you guys a spray on a card. Now, all of Sanae's fragrances are inspired by music, lovers, dreams, and mind-altering experiences. I have no experience with the latter, but I do have experience with music and lovers and dreams and that stuff, so I certainly appreciate the creativity that goes into what these fragrances are. And she is, of course, a new generation perfumer. Sanae finds her inspiration in everything from nature to music to theater and art, which I completely get. Now, Smoking Rose has notes of balsam of Peru, geranium, lavender, and smoke. And right off the jump, I get that balsam feeling, that balsam of Peru and that geranium comes right up to the forefront. There is an underlying current of smoke that I actually do like. It makes it a little bit dark, a little bit mysterious. I get the lavender, but not as much. It's kind of playing in the background a little bit. This is like, I would envision myself walking through a happy, wonderful, robust garden of roses and other florals. But at the 2 or 3 minute mark, the smoke is actually starting to come forward a little bit more, and it's giving it more of a dark type of vibe, and I actually like that. So while I'm walking through this forest of robust roses and florals, I stop and I take my phone out because I see a sandalwood tree at the far end of the forest, and there's going to be a beautiful sunset, so I want to capture that shot. And then once I take my phone out, I realize that my phone is not working properly, so I can't get the shot that I want in a picture, and that irritates me to no end. And then my happiness turns into a little bit of lamentation, and my smile turns into a scowl because I know that I know that I know, since I've had my phone for over 2 years, that some entry-level Apple employee in Silicon Valley sitting behind a desk is actually intentionally slowing my performance down because they want me to buy the new iPhone 12 that's coming out in 2 weeks. I see you, Apple. I know what you do. I know what you're doing with this. It's not making me happy. I digress. Let's go on with the review. I'm not happy at this point. The fragrance turns a little dark, a little darker. The smoke is very prevalent at this point. And I take out a lighter. And I'm so irritated that my phone isn't working, so I just missed this beautiful sunset cascading in the horizon there. And I missed this beautiful sunset with the beautiful sandalwood tree that I wanted to take a picture of, because that's the only reason I was out in this doggone forest, this garden. I missed that picture, so I'm irritated now, and I take my lighter and I burn this garden up. I set the whole thing on fire. I set the whole thing on fire. I step back. I breathe in. I exhale. And then there is a calm sort of inner peace coming over me, because even though there's smoke in the background and it's a little medicinal, but you get all the florals that are actually mixing into the flames and things like that, it actually becomes a rather serene, calming scent, which I actually do like and appreciate. So now that I'm in this super calm and serene place, I can actually verifiably tell you that smoking rose is not like any other rose fragrance that you have probably ever encountered. If you are a rose fragrance lover, you need to get your nose on this. Get a sample. If you like it, get a full bottle. I think you will like it. Whereas I have found rose fragrances to be fruity and jammy and sweet and overbearing at times, this is a rose fragrance that is none of those things. This is a masculine rose fragrance. And thank you, Sanae Barber, for actually making a masculine rose fragrance. This is what I was looking for in a fragrance, because I am a rose fan. It's just very hard to pull it off sometimes. And you have done so masterfully, guys. The next fragrance from Sanae Intoxicants I'm going to review for you right now is called Hotbox. Now, when I received this sample in the mail, I did not think that this little bit of a sample was going to go very far. Little did I know that this is so highly concentrated that you only need one dab out of this little bottle to get you through an entire day. An entire day. I'm not talking half a day. I'm not talking it's going to wear off in 8 hours. No, this is going to last you 10 to 12 hours. This is some potent, potent juice right here. Hotbox notes are Rose Edward. I don't know what Rose Edward is. I've never heard of Rose Edward, but I'm going to roll with the punches. Night Blooming Jasmine, Pink Lotus Absolute, Pink Pepper, Vetiver, White Ginger Lily, Parijata Attar, and Ambergris. Now I have Hotbox on this card right here. If you can see, there is a little orange dot where I put the fragrance. It is that concentrated. And off the jump, I get a very earthy fragrance. If you don't like earthy fragrances, you may want to pass this one by. I know some of you out there love earthy fragrances, but this right here, this is some fresh earth. I just dug up my garden fresh earth in a bottle. I feel vetiver. I feel vetiver. This is the most true to form vetiver that I have ever experienced in a fragrance. And I'm a vetiver fan, but this vetiver right here, this is like you just pulled it out the ground vetiver. This is so realistic right here. It's amazing. So if you like vetiver, you have to get your nose on this. I don't detect the pink pepper. However, the attar and the ambergris I do detect. And that's what's giving me a visualization. The attar is giving me the visualization of traveling to India to see the Taj Mahal and walking through a marketplace in New Delhi and experiencing all the aromas and all the food and all the touristy things that you would experience in that location. That's what this is giving me the impression of. Now, I've never been to India. I've never been to New Delhi. I've never seen the Taj Mahal in person, but I'm just telling you from the top of my head, this is the first visualization that I get from Hotbox. The second visualization I get from Hotbox is Los Angeles, 1984, the Whiskey A Go-Go. I just ran into Axl Rose in the men's room because he just played a set with Guns N' Roses and is sweating and is filled with just angst and music. That's what I get here with this. That's my second visualization. This, I believe, is something that Axl Rose would have worn in the early to mid 80s. This screams rocker to me. This screams Harley leather rocker, screaming, wailing at the top of your lungs into a microphone. Yeah, this is 1980s LA. Think Rock of Ages. If you've seen Rock of Ages on stage, if you've seen it in the movies, if you've seen it on tape or something, think Rock of Ages. I think you'll get a good idea for what Hotbox smells like. This should only be worn in the cold weather, because if you wear it in hot weather, you will hotbox yourself, and I don't think it's going to be pleasant. So let's not try that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Hotbox, very earthy, like I said before, very kind of 1980s-esque, filled with angst, whiskey, and rock music. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's a full bottle worthy for me. For me personally, I don't think it's full bottle worthy, but for some of you, it may be. The last fragrance I'm going to review for you from Sanae Intoxicants is called Burning Ocean. Now, Burning Ocean is, I love the name. I love the name. I love the element of fire and water together. It's just always kind of excited me and amused me. I will spray it on this tester card right here. I have worn this on my skin, again, as with the other fragrances that I have reviewed from Sanae Intoxicants, 8 to 12 hours on skin for me. For you, maybe a little different, but for me, 8 to 12 hours, 8 to 10 hours, give or take, on my skin. You cannot go wrong with the performance. The performance is beastly for all the fragrances that I am reviewing today. Now, Burning Ocean has notes of clary sage, pink pepper, cinnamon, neroli, Masoya. I don't know what Masoya is. I'm sorry. I am not familiar with that note. However, it lists Masoya in here, so I will state it in the review. From the jump, I get a burst of clary sage and pink pepper. This is a very peppery type fragrance. It's very spicy. So if you're not into peppery and spicy fragrances, you may not want to try this out. But if you are, if spicy and peppery is your jam, this is pretty doggone good. Now, this, when I wore this on skin, I knew exactly where I was going to go with this. This reminds me of just after a rainstorm, when the rain has hit the pavement or hit rocks, or just after a thunderstorm has rolled in over a beach. This is that in a bottle. This is, oh man, this is dirty yet clean in the best way possible. And I'm not sure how that dynamic is born. However, this is dirty yet so clean in the best way possible. Think Hawaiian volcano and a thunderstorm rolling over the volcano. And that's exactly what you get with Burning Ocean. This is a thunderstorm ravaging a beach. And I kid you not. That's exactly what this reminds me of. This, if you are looking for a comparable fragrance, I can compare this to Acqua di Gio Profumo. But I love this 80,000 times more than Acqua di Gio Profumo. Where Acqua di Gio Profumo, I wanted the performance to last, this does better. Where I wanted a little bit more ruggedness, this does better. So I'm getting that vibe, but this is so much more robust and clear than Profumo is in every way, that I would pick this up over Profumo any day of the year. Any day of the year. Yeah, this is amazing. This is the one that I would actually get a full bottle of, and I might look into that. If you like those types of scents, if you like beachy type scents, if you like spicy scents, if you like Profumo but just think there's something lacking about it, you can find it right here. You can find it in Burning Ocean. Yeah, that's good. It's good. I like it. I have a couple of other fragrances from Sanae Intoxicants that I haven't gotten to yet, so they will be done in a separate video. However, Hotbox, Burning Ocean, and Smoking Rose I've reviewed today. You guys, they're all winners in my book. The performance is there. The smell is there. I would suggest all of them to you.